Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Geneforge 3! We just dealt with some really frustrating and surprisingly durable spellcasting serviles. We did eventually manage to get through though. That taken care of, well we could go through these Beastkeeper woods. I think we're going to go right into the city because we're going to need a safe place to stay in all this. Hopefully Stonespire is just that, safe. Well, let's go into Stonespire and find out. Hello? You enter Stonespire, the largest town on Gull Island. You immediately recognize it as a settlement built by and for Shapers. It's a collection of well-built stone domes, clustered around a large central meeting place. However, the Shapers control this place no longer. There is no sign of any members of your sect, or of human guards. Instead, the town is guarded by bands of armed serviles. They are dirty, wild-looking creatures who clearly haven't answered to the Shapers for years, if ever. They all have swords, many have batons hanging from their belts, and some bear strange tattoos on their exposed skin. The guards look at you with anger and disgust. They have heard of you and your actions, and they are having a hard time restraining themselves from attacking you instantly. However, they hold back. Perhaps they are under orders to do so. However, this truce between you and these rebels may be short-lived if you make a wrong move. Between the armed serviles and the lack of any humans visible nearby, this is a very treacherous place. As you inspect the serviles, Alwyn stares at the ground looking for something. Then he sees it. There, Shaper, see? A human footprint. Fresh. There must be humans here. We should find them. That'll help us figure out how to deal with these rogues. Don't start, Alwyn. Like I said, I'm for control of magic. But I'm also for creation rights. Let's see. This corner of town is very still and quiet. If anybody, human or servile, comes here, you see no sign of it. The sign by the path says keep out. Stonespire's residents seem to be taking that advice. Yep, keep out. Alright, maybe we'll take a look in here. Although from the bones... Ah, good. Living tool. Always good to have one. Alright, let's take a quick peek in. Oh dear! That's a Drakon. This small building turns out to be the home of a single inhabitant. It's a massive reptilian creation over 12 feet tall. It has to bow its head to keep from bumping it against the roof of the dome. When it sees that you have violated its privacy, it is furious. Ah! Who disturbs the thoughts of Drakon Sikoris? I told Alek I would be left alone to observe and report. Then it looks closer, and it sees who you actually are. You! The Shaper who works against us! The enemy! It emits a loud, furious roar. Little serviles, come! Let us teach the Shaper a lesson! Oh dear, I think we did something wrong here. We're gonna die. We are going to die horribly, and the entire town likely wants to kill us now. Okay! When it said keep out, we probably should have listened. Okay. Okay, lesson learned. We are going to stay out of the, location with the big, angry Drakon, who will probably just try to kill us any chance it gets. Right? Leaving alone, keeping out, and all that. Instead, for now, we're exploring around. Ah, here's the north exit. Where does this go? Gull North Dock. Wow, we're going all the way across Gull that fast? Jeez. That's probably the docks to get to the Isle of Spears, though. Oh well, back to Stonespire. Right, back to looking around. Really is a lot of stone domes around the place. Oh, there's nothing telling us to keep out here, so we can probably go in. Pretty small house, though. It's not locked. Ah, a human! This woman has dressed herself to look like a huntress, someone who brings in game for meat and tracks down and eliminates annoying pests. Her boots are worn and her clothes are dirty. However, you instantly recognize her for what she really is. Her bearing, the faint stains on her hands, the faintest odor of essence in the air. She is an agent. She either came to infiltrate the island, or she managed to escape the rebels' advance. When she sees you, she notes that you have recognized her correctly. She smiles. Well met, then. We can pass some introductions and proceed to the real information. I am Agent McCallan. I am glad to see you. How did you get here? Oh, yes, my position here. I should tell you my story first, so you know where we all stand. I was an agent for Shaper Agatha, the one who commanded this isle and who is now the prisoner of these accursed rogues. I was lucky enough to escape their attack. How did the rogues overcome you? Well, we were not fools. For months before the attacks began and the quarantine started, we knew that something was happening. We saw the serviles acting strangely. They were quiet and nervous. Some disappeared. Then we saw lights on the Isle of Spears to the north. A group was sent to investigate and they did not return. I was sent west to confer with Kirik. He is reclusive and eccentric, but we thought he might have some insight to give us. While I was journeying back from our meeting, it happened. What happened? Long knives in the night. It turns out when a Shaper wakes up with a creation's blade at his throat, it is easy to get him to submit, tell him to dismiss his creations, then knock him unconscious. Some of the serviles who attacked us were converted by the rogues, like that Elec. They were bitter, and that was where the ugliness came from, I think. What happened to their creations? The Shapers were forced to order them out of town to the north, and then the Shapers were killed or taken away. The creations are still out there, alone and rapidly going rogue. Foolish servos, even armed they won't go out the north gate. The rogues are too dangerous. Jeez. That really was a stupid idea, serviles. Really. Think! What ugliness. Some of the captured Shapers were killed, badly. I can still hear their cries in my mind. The rest, they were taken somewhere. I have not been able to find out where yet. I have been doing all I can to evade capture and establish myself here. How did you manage that? This disguise as a hunter. I came into town. They thought I was only an outsider, a human, so they let me be. Some of the humans already here recognize me, but I let them know what would happen to them if they exposed me, so they let me be. And that is my tale. I am spying, watching, trying to find something worth reporting to Lord Rahul, not to mention finding a way off of this isle. And now that you're here, perhaps we can plan, and I'm sure that there is much more you want to know. I'd like to know more about this island. Gull Island. Chilly rock, isn't it? This is a Shaper settlement. They use it for research. Well, used it. It is nice and remote. Easy to quarantine if something goes wrong. And when doesn't something go wrong, eh? What were they researching? Oh, I don't know. Shaper Agatha was friendly enough, but she wouldn't say any of that to me. Probably just the standard stuff. Artilleri's a little faster, glass a little more heat resistant, and so on. Where did the research take place? Mostly in the mountains to the west. Many big natural caves and plenty of expansions dug out by the serviles. Be careful in there. I'm sure plenty of the creatures escaped when the Shapers were taken. What other islands are near here? Well, you're near the end of the chain now. There is also the Isle of Spears to the north, but that's just a big unoccupied lump of ice and rock. There's also a few little islands to the west of Gull Island, but there's nothing on them. At least nothing anyone would tell me about. The Isle of Spears is empty? Well, that is what we thought, but as I said before, we'd started to see lights on it. We sent a party up there to see if they could find something, but they haven't come back. And then, well, the rebellion. So I think we have to put the population of the Isle of Spears as unknown for the moment. Fair enough. What else do you need to know? There is very much to be done. Tell me more about the captured Shapers. There were about 15 of our sect on this island, with support humans and a lot of serviles. Too many now that I think about it. At least 5 Shapers died. Some ran off to the west to hide, and I believe that at least 4, including Shaper Agatha, are held somewhere. Where are they being held? I do not know. No idea. It is very, very difficult to explore the island right now. Why are they being held prisoner? I do not know for sure that they are. I just think that, had they been killed, one of the serviles would have let it slip. When the first few Shapers were murdered, the serviles couldn't stop talking about it. So I think they are alive, but I don't know why they are being held. Shapers are dangerous, after all. I'm sure Master Elec has a reason. Don't think he'd want to share with me, though. Tell me more about Shaper Agatha. I worked for her for the last year or two. She sent me all over the place, surveying the island, tracking down escaped rogues, and so on. Don't ask me what research she was doing, though. She was tight-lipped about it, even for a shaper. Can you train me? I can try, though I am not a very good teacher. I can instruct you in areas which you haven't learned much already. Oh. We can improve... We can learn... well, that's a lot. Aw, we can't improve leadership or mechanics. I want to. And... jeez. I could improve blessing magic, but nah. Really, of all these things, nothing I want to improve. Okay, leave it be. Any advice about what I should do? I think so. When the rebels attacked, I was returning from visiting Kirik. He is a strange one with lots of weird ideas, but he is powerful, and he is not disloyal. His message to Agatha was that the situation was serious, and she had to act. He recognized the problem before anyone else did. I think you should go west. You should see Kirik. If anyone can help you restore order, he can. Alright. And now we know where Kirik is, out to the west. We'll go there, eventually, after we clear out the east side of the island and look around in the town here. Well, there's the west exit. Where does it go to? Display Warren. Okay, I wonder what's on display. Oh well, back to Stonespire. Alright, let's see. Ah, there's another human there. A merchant, I'm guessing. There is a lone merchant out here looking over the wagons and trying to stay away from the rest of town. The chilly weather doesn't seem to bother her. When you approach, she moves to the side of one of her wagons. Looks like it has some shaper equipment and research supplies inside. She tries to smile in greeting, but it doesn't work out. Good afternoon. It is good to see a shaper here. I am Maker. Like you, I have traveled far to be here, and this, for now, is my humble little business. What do you have for sale? Oh, various, Mandrake Tincture, Demon's Bile, Perfect... She has a lot of interesting stuff. Why are you standing out here? I am not afraid to tell you. I am avoiding the serviles. I am loyal to the Shapers. I am not a rebel, and I do not want to spend time about a pack of violent thugs. They do not seem unkind to humans, only Shapers, but I still do not want to be around them. Do you know anything about the rebellion? No, the night it happened I hid under my wagon, but it was no surprise to me. I could have warned them if Shaper Agatha would ever listen to an outsider. How did you know? There were lots of serviles out here. They hated the cold, and they were made to work desperately hard, mining out tunnels in the mountains to the west for research. And serviles are terrified of other creations, and the Shapers were making new, erratic creations all the time. The serviles were strong in body, but weak in mind. They must have been easy to recruit. Where did the Shapers go? The ones they didn't murder? I do not know. Maker continues to stand next to her wagon, hoping that she can sell you some supplies. She certainly seems unwilling to deal with the serviles. Are you originally from this island? No, I am a merchant, as you can see. I took orders from the island for research supplies, some mundane, some rare. I went to the mainland to track them down, and then I brought them back. It was a very good business helping the Shapers here, when there were Shapers working here. Did anyone here do anything besides research? Not really. The settlement on Gull Island was never large, just Shapers and their servants doing their work in a remote place. Do you know what they were researching? I have no idea. Even for Shapers, the lot here was secretive. Sometimes on the mainland, a Shaper would show me a new creation or interesting device. Ordinary boasting, understandable, but here, Shaper, Agatha, and the others were determined that I knew nothing. Fine by me, as long as they paid. You know, even though Shapers are private and the like, I'm starting to wonder about what exactly was done here. What were they doing? Wait, oh, that's just another servile guard. When you try to speak with the servile guard, it just stares at you silently. It has been told to let you remain in town for now, but it will not take the risk that it might, with some stray word, help you. Alright, we'll talk to others here. The Blacksmith is one of the few humans left in Stonespire. She looks very tired and nervous. When you enter, she is working frantically, trying to use work to distract herself from everything that has been happening. When you enter, she looks around and then smiles in relief. This is a good day to see a Shaper. I am Sarza. Welcome to my smithy.
I'm still in business despite everything.
The serviles have let you stay open?
Oh, of course. They hate your kind. They really hate you. But they seem to like humans. Outsiders like me, I mean. They pay me to repair their weapons and tools, make them armor, all the usual things.
And you help the rebels?
I don't have very much choice, Shaper. If I didn't, well, they made it clear they would not be kind.
Yeah, I can understand. Do they buy a lot of weapons?
All I can make. Some of the serviles who were here, your serviles I mean, they're arming them, training them, getting them ready to fight you.
Salza takes a broom and sweeps up the smithy while she speaks with you. She is clearly using work as a way to distract herself from everything. What can you tell me about what happened here?
I should not say much. It would anger the serviles.
Then she raises her voice again.
It is not terribly complicated. The warrior serviles came in the night. They were fast. They had planned. The Shapers did not think anything like it could happen, and the ones that weren't killed were taken away.
Did any Shapers escape? Terrified, she looks around for anyone who might be listening. Then she leans close and lowers her voice.
Find McAllen. She's not far away.
Where were the surviving Shapers taken? This question leaves Salza petrified with fear.
Please, Shaper, I have to live here. Don't make me anger the serviles.
You must tell me. I command it. You manage to convince her. She shudders. Then she calmly walks to the entrance to the smithy. She looks around. She stretches. And as she does, she casually points to the northeast. Then she enters the smithy again and starts sweeping. Can I trade with you?
Of course.
She is relieved to be able to concentrate on business.
I have blades and human-sized armor for sale, and since weapon supplies are tight everywhere, I'd be happy to borrow you for your extra gear.
Alright, what have you got? Wow. Oh, we can actually get shaped items here. Awesome. Very awesome. We'll definitely need to keep this place in mind. Expensive stuff, but we have so much coin. We don't have anything to sell, though, so that's all. Well, at least we know where they were all taken. Northeast, I think she said, or northwest, one of the two. You know what? Let's leave the locked rooms closed and locked. Let's see. Another person in here. I don't know if you can hear that. My cat is really meowing for attention. Poor kitty. There is a lone merchant running a store. It doesn't look like the rebellion has been hurting his business. Far from it. His shop is full of equipment the serviles have looted and traded to him for necessities of life. He bows to you when you enter, although he doesn't seem happy to see a Shaper.
Welcome to my shop, visitor. I'm Bailey. Care to see my wares? Plenty of new equipment in.
Your business is still open?
Well, of course. I'm a merchant. I buy and sell, and the serviles want to do a lot of both. They need food and pots and so on.
They buy and sell? They don't just take things?
Oh, they are very polite and principled. I think they like us regular humans, or think they have something in common with us, or something. Master Elec insists that they deal with us fairly.
Where do they get the equipment they sell to you?
I'm not sure. I don't ask. I can hardly be expected to track the origin of every item on Gull Island, can I?
What sort of things do the serviles like to buy?
The same things any living being wants. Food, clothes, tools. Though lately Master Alex has sent guards to me to buy all the Shaper equipment I can get. I'll pay you well for Shaper equipment. It would be quite profitable for you.
Alwyn grimaces. Serviles with all tools? That cannot be a good thing. Bailey still looks very nervous. Despite the chill air, beads of sweat are appearing on his forehead. He is not happy to have Shapers around again. I would like to trade with you.
Well, of course you would. Look at all this gear. I can see you are a person of action. What would you like?
Well, what have you got? Crystals, rune ruby, ammunition, batons. Corrupting baton? It's interesting. Oh, it's just a wand, okay. 8 living tools. We'll keep that in mind. Wait, no, oh, right. To bring him Shaper equipment. Oh, another human. Corey. You can only see one human guard patrolling this town. She is young and thin, and she looks fast on her feet. She wears nice but ill-fitting steel armor, and a long thin blade hangs from her belt. She looks at you skeptically as you approach.
I am Corey. I hope you come in peace, Shaper, and don't cause any disruptions.
You are Corey, Phaesia's daughter? She seems surprised that you have met her father, but not pleased.
Yes, Phaesia is my father, and I am pleased to see that he has not forgotten my name with all the business dealings he has to keep track of. Feel free to tell him that you have met me. I suppose it may reassure him, although knowing that I have rebelled against the Shapers won't help him sleep at night.
She's chosen to rebel? Oh dear. You are a guard here?
Just another soldier defending the Surf here against you. I have been a guard for years, but this is the first time I felt I'm defending something worth defending. I don't spend most of my time here, though. I spend most of it in the tunnels to the west, cleaning up the monsters.
Tunnels to the west?
Under the mountains, where the Shapers did most of their experiments and made most of their freaks. That is what this island is for, you know, making twisted, agonized freaks. You should go, Shaper, go see what lives in those mountains. An endless series of horrors made for the amusement of Shaper Agatha.
Why are you back in town now?
To get more supplies, ammunition. In the tunnels due west of here, there is a nest of clawbugs. Dark red shells, very fast, very violent, nasty creatures. More than I could handle alone. But, Shaper, they are rogues, you know. A whole nest of them. Surely you can't stand for that to be there? If you can kill 8 of the things, I'll give you the supplies I was going to use to hunt them. Just a little reward for doing your job.
Hey, sure thing. Are the tunnels the only place you have to find monsters?
Of course not, but they are what Master Alec once cleared out most. There are lots of monsters outside to the north of town. They were the pets of the Shapers who ruled here. We made the Shapers send them outside when we took over. Master Alec mourns the loss of fellow creations, but he says that they will have to be killed eventually. They are too unpredictable and dangerous.
Understandable. Corey watches you as intently as the Serviles do. Like them, she sees you mainly as a threat.
Yes, what do you want now?
What can you tell me about the rebellion?
I'm not sure what you expect me to say to that, Shaper. I approve of it. I joined it eagerly. My time as a soldier here, seeing the Serviles suffer from the fear and cold and bone-crushing work, made it a relief when it happened.
Tell me about the rebellion.
Oh, I'm sure plenty of people in town would be glad to recall the story. That long night, the Serviles slipped into town, knowing that there was one guard who would not be sure not to notice them, one woman who would let them by.
Corey had better hope that the Shapers never retake this island. Her betrayal will not be forgiven. The Serviles were not happy?
They were as miserable as such creatures could possibly be. The research here created lots of rogues, and it terrified them. And the cold and the work. Master Alec had an easy time recruiting them. I simply do not see how your kind can justify your treatment of them. How can you?
I cannot. They were clearly treated unfairly.
Of course they were, and if Master Alec and the other Serviles will speak with you, I think you should go speak with them. It is time for your kind to begin making a long series of amends.
Yeah, I can understand. Is this where they are hidden? 8 living tools, wow. Yeah. That's gotta be it. That's got to be where they're being held. I'm not gonna pick the locks on those doors. I'm not gonna piss them off more than they already are. See. Oh! Disarmed. Rod of Alacrity. That's actually better than the one we've got. Okay, you know what? We'll take that, and we can store that rod if we ever go back. Which we probably will, to tell that guy about his daughter. And another merchant, it looks like. Since this was a town with a large population of Shapers, it is only natural that it has an alchemist in residence. He is an outsider, a regular human, which may explain why he is still free and alive. However, he is a small, quiet, nervous man with a pronounced facial tic, and it looks like the recent events have left him rather traumatized.
Welcome. Welcome, Shaper. I am Morgan. This is...
Can you tell me something about what has been happening lately?
No, Shaper, please do not ask me.
The muscles around his eyes start to twitch.
I was very close to the Shapers and the Serviles, and I have a hard time deciding to let me alone. Please do not make them change their minds.
Did you aid the Shapers in their research?
Yes, it is no secret. I was an aide. I made many things to help them, and the Serviles want me to help them now to make them things, and I suppose I must. Yes, I did, and I will again, I think, if they ever return to the island, or defeat the enemies, or
stop the fires from burning, but it will be hard, and I am missing my notes, my journal. It was lost. All the recipes for research things missing. Not all of them are perfectly memorized. They were long and complex, after all. Tell me more about the journal. I lost it in the research warrens. Under the mountain to the west. I was not here when the town was attacked. I was there in my room. I woke up and the Shapers were gone and the creations were everywhere. I fled, taking my things with me, but I was chased. I dropped my journal. The last thing I saw was some tentacle thing tearing it up. It is a great loss. I would pay well to have it back. Hey, if we can find it, we'll bring it back to you, gladly. Somewhere to the west, I think he said. What were the Shapers researching? Something with creations, but powerful creations. When I was in their warrens working, they would not let me see, but I could feel them. They were strong. Alright. Morgan watches you silently. He has a constant, intense air, as if he expects a heavy weight to fall on his head at any moment. Do you have any potions for sale? Yeah, we could use some things. Let's see what actually we have first, and what we need. Speed spores and major healing pods. Yeah, we need those. We really do. All of those, and all of those. I think we're probably fine on the rest of these things. Most likely. And we'll buy those. And that. And I think that's good. Okay. Alright, that's pretty much everything here. All that leaves is the building in the center. And I think we'll approach from the south. Since, why not? It's a direction to approach from. This is probably... Wait. Oh, we can only approach from the north, I guess. That's interesting. So the other doors won't open? Okay. Alright then. At least we know what direction to come from. Alright, now let's go in here. The central hall was where the Shapers of Stonespire met to socialize and discuss whatever work they were doing here. Now it has been taken over by the servile rebels to serve as their headquarters. When you enter, one of the guards says, "Stop, Shaper! We told not to waste energy killing you. We will not force fight, not now. But you keep going and we kill you." Alwyn smiles grimly. "Well, Shaper, I'm ready to keep going." The guards tense up and keep their weapons ready. You are strongly tempted to instantly destroy this insolent creature, but you resist the impulse. So, if we go in... Can we not talk to the guys here? Because I'd really like to. A servile guard shouts out in alarm. You hear angry shouting all around you. The rogues begin their attempt to force you out of town. Okay, Originally, this room was used to hold interesting new creations for inspection by the Shapers. Techniques for altering existing designs in small but profitable ways could be shared and discussed. However, you see hints that the Serviles have recently been using this room for a different, unpleasant purpose. It appears that they took the opportunity to exact some revenge on the Shapers that lived here. Okay, so basically we've pissed them off and we're not actually even allowed in here. Yeah. Well, this was not a good idea, I guess. I just wanted to talk to the guy in charge. That's all. Amina Blade? I recognize that name. It was someone from, yeah. Okay, you know what? They're pissed. We're probably gonna get overwhelmed and die, so I'm just gonna reload. Okay, so we know we are not allowed in here. And none of the guards are going to talk with us. And we can't talk to the guys in charge. So we can't actually get further in and talk to the Serviles to help them out. I am sad about this. Well. Okay then. You know what? Let's run back to the mainland so we can talk to that guy and tell him about his daughter. He's gonna want to know. Oi, we have news of your daughter. Okay, we can't even tell him. Okay, fine. Alright. Well, in that case, I guess that's gonna be the end of this episode. Huh. Wasn't as much in that town as I thought. It's a safe place we can rest, sure, but that's really about it. I wish we could talk to the Serviles and, well, you know, find out what they need or what they want. Like I've said, I'm willing to help the Serviles out, but this... Dang it, just talk to me. I want to help you guys. Bloody hell. Either way, next episode we'll take a look at the areas to the east and north, and then slowly work our way west, find our way to Kirik, find out what information we can about what's going on. But that'll be in the next episode, so until then, I am Chester44, that is Evan, Alwyn, Vavik, and Min. This has been a Geneforge 3 Let's Play, and I will see you all next time.